My 36-year-old male husband, who is 35 years old, had an affair with my 20-year-old female sister for several months. Original post. I wrote about this here before, but I had to delete it on the first day because my husband found it and started to stalk me. I have since blocked him and his family because I didn't try to hide my name or use a fake account. I'm here again because I don't know who else to talk to about this. Friends and family don't check in with me as often as they used to after a little over 3 weeks. It's making me tired to think about and talk about, but I can't get away from it. His move the weekend before last made me feel better because I don't have to see him all the time. I'm also overcome by the fact that I became a single parent so quickly and out of the blue. I don't think I have time to cry properly because I need to take care of my kids' hearts. Many people replied to my first post. Most of it was helpful and well thought out, but some of it wasn't so great. Most likely, not everyone who reads this post has also read the last one. But I did want to give those who did some background information. The grooming part doesn't really bother me, at least not in the long run, because my husband and sister didn't grow up together. As a child, I lived with my mom, and she lived with our dad. She was only 3 years old when I moved out, but she was 6 when he and I got married. But because my family was in the service, we didn't get to go home very often, and when we did, I usually went by myself. Before she moved to the same city as us at the end of last year, he had only met her 2 to 4 times. In her story, she says that he hurt her. I understand how awful it sounds to not believe someone who says they are a victim, so let me make this clear. To be honest, I think she is and has been a victim in the many close relationships she has had with much older men. I also think that she seeks these relationships because of deep-seated traumas from her youth. She has always agreed to be in these relationships, though, and has never seen herself as a victim of these guys. The men should have known better. Of course. Do they still have sexual relationships with her that aren't proper, using her permission as an excuse? Of course. Therefore, I do believe that as the older player, my husband should have been in charge of their relationship. However, I also don't think that she ever felt victimized by him, even though she now says she did in order to get my pity and forgiveness. His story is that she went after him before they even talked for the first time, and then started threatening him in a roundabout way that she would tell me if they didn't keep dating. This was also his first time meeting her, and he said she was the one who started it because she hadn't had anything to drink. One thing I do know is that she sent him a friend request on FetLife 5 days before they met. She sent her brother-in-law a friend request on social media, which had several naked pictures on it. I think she at least thought about him if she didn't plan to make inappropriate touch with him. Will I ever know the whole story of what happened and why? Most likely not. They both seem to be telling lies, but I'm not sure if they're telling the truth or not. It doesn't mean as much to me now, and I don't know how I'll feel in 6 months, a year, or 5 years. But I don't think I can forgive either of them for what they did today. My doctor told me to tell my kids because they were close with their aunt, and it wouldn't be as easy to handle if I just didn't say why we were getting a divorce, and I was afraid it would get out in the open later, or that I would have to make up a story about why their aunt isn't in their lives anymore. There was only one thing that seemed right. Tell them the whole truth. It's been really tough. 5 days before their first meeting, she sent him a friend request on FetLife. She sent her brother-in-law a friend request on social media, which had several naked pictures on it. No way, she's not the victim here at all. She's after both older guys and married men. She enjoys the quiet competition she has with the betrayed wife. She felt good about herself because she thought she was better than you. Even though she knew she caused the split, she probably went on a power trip. I would tell my family and stop talking to them. I'm not sure if treatment would help this woman, but she will try again with any man you bring her around. She admitted that she hated me at the beginning when she told me everything. She now says that he started it and that he lied to her about how bad I was. I think that part is true because he's often talked badly about me in public places. And she thought of her as her best friend, so I think she enjoyed their friendship and the fact that it was a secret. She also probably liked spending every weekend at our house during that time. The beginning of our relationship was rough, but over time we grew close. This is when I think things began to change for her. She admitted what she did because she felt bad about it. and now I think she's trying to save face by making up a story she can live with. I believe she intentionally did something terrible, and she may even have convinced herself that she is a victim. I'll never be able to forgive her, though. Right now, I don't plan to be around her or let my kids be around her again. But when they're older, they can decide if they want to. You have no one to blame but yourself. What a truly disgusting person. She's going to keep lying because she doesn't want to be responsible for what she did. I'm really sorry they hurt you and your kids in this way. I'm really sorry, OP. Your family and friends don't sound like nice people. I've helped a few friends deal with cheating, and I can't picture leaving someone in pain, especially someone I love and care about. I don't believe they mean to be careless. They don't seem to know what to say or do, and I'm not close to any family right now. People checked on me all the time for the first few days to a week, but that has slowed down since then. My sisters are having a hard time figuring out how to love both me and the affair partner during this time. That must have been hard for all of us. In my heart, I hurt that they are still there for her, but I could never ask them to stop. But I also know that part will get better in the end. Your sister is a truly broken person. Getting rid of her is the best thing you can do. After seeing everything in her life, it's hard to think she's some kind of victim. It hurts a lot that they betrayed us twice. Getting rid of your sister and having little to no touch with your ex except for kids are both good things you can do. I believe you have reached the point where you know your sister has no place in your life and can't be a part of it. Such a terrible affair hurt your kids just as much as it hurt you. And the truth is that it will change everyone's life forever. Here's the first update. My sister is adamant that my cheating husband is a predator who grew and controlled her while she was out of work and loaned her money, which made her feel like she had to continue their affair. Just so you know, she didn't lose her job until after the first meeting. My cheating husband, on the other hand, says that my sister is a psycho who set him up, wanted him to leave me for her, and then threatened to tell me if the affair didn't continue. Either of these people I have loved and known so well is a predator or a cunning sociopath. It's so hard for me to believe it. They are both harshly criticizing me for not believing their own stories, and they aren't giving me much kindness or understanding for not being able to find or know the truth. It's hard for me to figure out how to deal with everything and start to heal right now, because I don't really understand why it all happened and how it happened. It doesn't mean that the version I'm trying to process is correct, just because it fits my needs best. My sister says she'll give me any proof she has and help me see the big picture, but when I ask for specifics, she gets mad and tells me I shouldn't believe her if I need proof. When I bring up specifics, ask specific questions, or even just act angry around my straying husband, he tells me he can't do this and that, I'm making him feel bad or using him as a punching bag. He also keeps threatening to kill himself. He's been in this mess since January, but I just found out about it today. I'm still just starting to process it all and figure out what my new life and the lives of my children will be like. I'm also learning how to deal with all the complicated legal stuff I have never dealt with before, and I'm going about my personal and professional life while carrying this heavy emotional load around with me. Still, neither of them seems to get why I'm mad, or why I can't trust what they say. They've been so focused on this that they have forgotten what they did to me, my kids, and how long it will take for us to get over our sadness. I'm really mad. I can handle the sadness, but this anger makes me feel like it could swallow me up. I don't know what to do. I do not know how to escape or deal with it. I'm just so worn out. Have you ever thought about the fact that they are both criminals who will lie and cheat to get away with it? Either one is not a victim. Far too much trust has been broken. They are both bad for you and dangerous. That's the truth you will have to face in the end. You can find out more about what happened, but why is pretty clear. This is the form that is easy to read. It seems most likely that they are both lying, either to me or to each other. Now I think they're both trying to save what little relationship they have with me by playing the victim card. Naturally, my stray husband and I will have to keep in touch in some way as long as we are co-parenting. I think my sister hopes that I will eventually be able to forgive her or accept that my husband hurt her and that we can get back together in the future. Just to be clear, I have no plans to talk to her again. We don't know what will happen in the future. but right now it's hard for me to picture a life with her in it. I'd tell your sister you've gone to the cops and that if she doesn't show proof, she'll be in contempt of court. The same goes for your husband. I know that sounds extreme, but both of them are hiding something that makes you look bad. It seems more likely that they both knew they were having an affair and are now trying to hide it. They should either shut up or put up. There is a good chance that your sister is a psycho and that your husband feeds on people. What does any of that matter? These are just reasons for them to get out of taking responsibility for their actions and the consequences of the selfish and family-harming things they did on purpose. Your partner slept with your little sister. That's what took place. You are the one who needs to decide what to do, and this search for facts is just an excuse to put off doing what everyone knows or thinks you're going to do. You're right that none of it will change what will happen. There is no chance of getting back together, and the divorce process has already begun. For the same reason, I don't want to talk to my sister anymore. For some reason, I think they're both lying. But if one of them is telling the truth, I think that's important to know because this affair is complicated. Because it involves both my children's father and a family friend. I might never be able to forgive my sister, but maybe one day my kids will. That's something that could happen if my stray husband was actually a stalker, and I have to keep a relationship with him forever. What does it matter if she is a master deceiver and he made a lot of bad decisions because he cared about me? If you want to know if you are the same as the worst thing you've ever done, I think purpose is important. Being aware of those goals will help me deal with the betrayal and what it means for my relationship with the father of my children going forward. Okay, that's it. I don't believe I'll ever know the truth. I really don't think so, and I'm not asking either of them for more information. All of those talks have already taken place, but I can't stop trying to figure it all out in my mind. This thing won't shut up and stay still for a while. Again, it's only been 2 months since I found out, but it seems like 10 times that long. It's already tough to remember when everything was calm. We've been told not to go this route, but we've chosen to go ahead with our divorce proceedings with only a mediator. I really think he feels bad about what he did, and all I want is to solve this peacefully so that it doesn't affect the kids too much. Everything that's written in the divorce order has been agreed upon, and I'm happy with the choices we've made. That's all I care about. I just want to be done with it. It seems like the days after my therapy meetings are always the hardest for me, but I think it's to help me deal with everything. It would be great to talk to my doctor about something other than this, but I know that this part can't be skipped or sped up. My sister called me after I asked that we not talk to each other. She was blocked everywhere except my phone number, which she is now stopped on as well. During that short conversation, she asked if she could get in touch with my kids. I told her not to try to get in touch with them. She got mad and sent me a mean message, but I didn't answer. She then asked my middle child to join a Roblox game a few days later. I forgot about that one. My child deleted and blocked her from the app, but I'm mad that my sister didn't follow my instructions that they not be reached. I'm thinking about getting a protection order, but I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do. I hate having so many doubts about the decisions I've made. I don't want to feel sorry for her, get back at her, or use my kids against her, but it's clear that asking her is not enough. I'm afraid she will try to find a way to get to the show she has tickets for in our state in August. I'm still just kind of emotionally lost. Definitely my feelings aren't as strong as they were. That helped that my kids and I just got back from a 4-day trip to the beach and Disney. These days, I don't check in with my family as often because I don't want them to keep telling me the same things. It has to be really hard for them too. I just feel very alone these days, and I don't know how to change that. Thank you for being here. Also, my soon-to-be ex-husband doesn't talk to my sister either. Since it is now known that she is lying when she says she was abused by him, he fully supports the kids not talking to her. Don't worry. I'm still holding him responsible for the part he played, but now that I know more, I can see how complicated that part was. In my state, there is a protective order against harassment that is different from a CPO or restraining order. You can ask for one if you are in emotional distress. She definitely made that happen for them and me. Please don't forget to tell her school that she can't come near them and to call the cops if she does. Tell everyone who will have the kids without you, like their friends' parents, camps, childcare, and so on. I'm really sorry, OP. You could join a bowling club, an art class, a hobby group, or something else. That way, You can meet new people and have fun without having to keep talking about this. Wow, your sister, I'll never understand how someone could be so cruel to a brother, cousin, or other close family member. Also, your stray husband is just as bad. After blocking her and telling her not to contact you or your kids, it looks like getting a protection order is the next thing you should do. If she lives out of state, I'm not sure how that would work, but you might want to talk to a lawyer. It's a good idea to let your kids' teachers know, as suggested by another commenter. As you already are, put yourself and your kids first. Have fun. Oh, OP, I'm glad to see you're not making excuses and won't talk to your soon-to-be ex's other partner. There's no reason for you to call her your sister anymore, no matter what she says. Your stray husband is just as bad. You should be able to lean on other people. I wish you the best. These people used to be wives and husbands. This is a good situation for an ex-sister.